uve sinonyantu mgabateli uve zokaSimanganyawo ubhombo shomnyama odose ngezitaba ezimakhelekethe uve mfanele kaphunga ebo benokumageba uve mfanele kandaba olumambala zibhadu emthenya nothinta bahaqabala kaba njengophunga asebulawini kaba njengovuma abomangoma baphuza amanzi embuzamo ebantuwela uwela imbuzamo umntakajama bashizisiba bebegezudikuza ebonenkisimane abebeyigeza bebhekisekithi ebokwaZulu anamhlaloku abanini imbuzamo basamangele umangela umanqondo akwashiya abanye umangela uphampanta onke isimane isisibe simangivana ebuyadingana isisibe sizonzo kabe sizozobele sibizisa umuntu obekuyageza ushona zeshona angesixoxo sakhe wobuxoxo ngimbonile ube phumula phakathi abekwazohlabela nogama semaphiseni ube ngavuma uqebu lenkomo oba zinahlekile oba zibahlusheke basoshangane ezinye zematibulu ezinye zemkhumbane inkonekisa khona ekubisihlalo kwebisho ngamanzi awokuhlalela unomashibizela nomashimpi yakhe umsisima okumathuze zitaba ufiphwa lidlovu enamanxeba umhloko okhanyusa ebekwaduka bengangabazingeli abakwamavela babebezingela isibhongolwana usela linto ngande elawobaleka elikhabatha umshiza ebola wetshatha iyawugalela ngawo emangenaneni idlovu lekulala ebomwambayiya ezinye ziyalala ebo ziyathokoza umvuso omnyama awozikhakha ofusela abantu ebukuhlatshwa izintuvezi ezimhlaba mdinane leyaphambili zalibala kumzayo athi sekumhlaba mhlayize goduka kwathi mhlayize goduka zase yibele ubambisithatha ebemkhuleni ubantu nemhlobo asesifweni gijimani ngazo zonke ebizidlela uyabikela abakwamashobona izilukhulumeza eboniyanielela zilifuna indaba abobayeni zilifanta nophunga abomageba abakwamashobana balelesile basibulitshe sebejiyelwe akulisibekela uhlangane nodwedwe olwamaqhibiza washunginani kumakhosazana washungyalila kumakhosazana washuntanase nonozinyanga wathi mantombazana ayishobona ikudla kithi ebemgumdlovu wayofika ngaphakathi ide mgumdlovu wathi mahabulagwebu esashisa yebo kwamashobana washu
mais que sonhos.
Se muito tem fé, não também ama sem medo e confiança. Não era mais risonhos. Olhar de nós criança, da torna brilhar de inocência. E na mente esbitaiada, temporal talvez também não.
Je t'aime, amore, me diverti, e nelle arabilità, too much. Je t'aime, amore, me diverti, e nelle arabilità, too much. Too much. Yeah, too much. And ele arabilidad, too much. Yeah, too much. And ele arabilidad, too much. Yeah, too much. And ele arabilidad, too much. Te mi amore, me diverti, e nelle arabilità, too much. Te mi amore, me diverti, e nelle arabilità, too much. Yeah, too much. E nelle arabilità, too much. Yeah, too much. E nelle arabilità, too much.
Se não tem fé, não também ama sem medo e confiança. Não era mais visão. Olhar de nós criança, da torna brilhar de inocência. E na mente esbitaiada, temporal talvez também não.
When they come into your neighborhood and tell you that they're there to restore law and order, then become the biggest offenders of violent crimes against the people, stand up and tell them, ceasefire. When they surround you like hyenas and you put your hands up and you tell them I surrender and they murder you anyway, it's our responsibility to say, ceasefire. When our young black men can't walk in their own neighborhoods without fear of being hunted down like dogs and killed in the name of stand your ground, ceasefire. Big brother, you need to stop. The whole world is getting hot. Your aggression is getting higher, and you need to stand down, think twice, and cease fire. Cease fire, cease fire, cease fire. When they drop bombs on little children without remorse or incrimination, cease fire. If your goal is to live free, but you don't want that from me, why the hell would I want to be your neighbor, your friend? This occupation has got to end. This aggression just needs to stop. Let's pour some love on it before it gets too hot. Ceasefire, 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 ceasefire. Put your guns down, put your hands up, turn up the music, it's all about love. Put your guns down, put your hands up, turn up the music, it's all about love. Put your guns down, put your hands up, turn up the music, it's all about love. Put your guns down, put your hands up, turn up the music, it's all about love. When they come into your neighborhood and tell you that they're there to restore law and order, then become the biggest offenders of violent crimes against the people, stand up and tell them, ceasefire. When they surround you like hyenas and you put your hands up and you tell them I surrender and they murder you anyway, it's our responsibility to say, ceasefire. When our young black men can't walk in their own neighborhoods without fear of being hunted down like dogs and killed in the name of stand your ground, ceasefire. Big brother, you need to stop. The whole world is getting hot. Your aggression is getting higher, and you need to stand down, think twice, and cease fire. Cease fire, cease fire, cease fire. When they drop bombs on little children without remorse or incrimination, cease fire. If If your goal is to live free, but you don't want that for me, why the hell would I want to be your neighbor, your friend? This occupation has got to end. This aggression just needs to stop. Let's pour some love on it before it gets too hot. Ceasefire, 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 ceasefire. Put your guns down, put your hands up, turn up the music, it's all about love. Put your guns down, put your hands up, turn up the music, it's all about love. Put your guns down, put your hands up, turn up the music, it's all about love. Put your guns down, put your hands up, turn up the music, it's all about love.
Uthando yathita ngokuhlala enhliziyweni Inhliziyo nawe uyaxaka ngokuhlala emfihlakalweni Awukho nawawo umthambo khombisa la kuhlala khona uthando Engabe basekhona na Abathanda ngakho konke abanakho Abathanda ngomphefumulo wonke Abathanda ngenhliziyo Ngoba uthando selufuna endaweni ezahlukene Abanye balufuna emalini uthando Abanye balufuna ezimotweni uthando Uthando wase wabadida Kukho konke sikufuna emhlabeni nesingakwenza Uthando luhlala endaweni yalo Sizwa ngomuzwa nomgqumo enhliziyweni Ungasebenza ngokuzikhandla Uzose konke okufunayo Kodwa uthando luyohlala
patriotism is. That's what we should all be working on. Instead of tax breaks for folks who don't need them, to give tax breaks to working families to help them pay for child care and college. Don't reward companies shipping jobs overseas. Let's give tax breaks to companies investing right here in Missouri, right here in the Midwest. Let's give every citizen access to preschool and college and affordable health care. And let's make sure women get a fair wage. Let's make sure anybody who's working full time isn't living in poverty. These are not un-American ideas, these are patriotic ideas. This is how we built America. So just remember this. The hardest thing to do is to bring about real change. It's hard. You know, you've got a stubborn status quo. And folks in Washington, sometimes they're focused on everything but your concerns. And their special interests, and their lobbyists, and they're paid to maintain the status quo that is working for somebody. And they're counting on you getting cynical. So you don't vote, you don't get involved. People just say, you know what? None of this is going to make a difference. And the more you do that, then the more power the special interests have. And the more entrenched the status quo becomes. You can't afford to be cynical. Cynicism is fashionable sometimes. You see it all over our culture, all over TV. Everybody likes putting stuff down and being cynical and being negative. That shows somehow that you're sophisticated, you're cool. You know what? Cynicism didn't put a man on the moon. Cynicism didn't win women the right to vote. Cynicism did not get a Civil Rights Act signed. Cynicism has never won a war. Cynicism has never cured a disease. Cynicism has never started a business. Cynicism has never fed a young mind. I do not believe in a cynical America. I believe in an optimistic America that is making progress. And I believe despite unyielding opposition, there are workers right now who have jobs who didn't have before because of what we've done. And folks who got health care who didn't have it because of the work that we've done. And students who are going to college who couldn't afford it before. And troops who've come home after tour of duty because of what we've done. You don't have time to be cynical. Hope is a better choice. That's what I need you for.
Good morning. I will shortly be seeing His Majesty the King to offer my resignation as Prime Minister. To the country, I would like to say first and foremost, I am sorry. I have given this job my all, but you have sent a clear signal that the government of the United Kingdom must change, and yours is the only judgment that matters. I have heard your anger, your disappointment, and I take responsibility for this loss. To all the Conservative candidates and campaigners who worked tirelessly but without success, I am sorry that we could not deliver what your efforts deserved. It pains me to think how many good colleagues who contributed so much to their communities and our country will now no longer sit in the House of Commons. I thank them for their hard work and their service. Following this result, I will step down as party leader, not immediately, but once the formal arrangements for selecting my successor are in place. It is important that after 14 years in government, the Conservative Party rebuilds, but also that it takes up its crucial role in opposition, professionally and effectively. When I first stood here as your Prime Minister, I told you the most important task I had was to return stability to our economy. Inflation is back to target, mortgage rates are falling, and growth has returned. We have enhanced our standing in the world, rebuilding relations with allies, leading global efforts to support Ukraine, and becoming the home of a new generation of transformative technologies. And our United Kingdom is stronger too, with the Windsor Framework, devolution restored in Northern Ireland, and our union strengthened. I'm proud of those achievements. I believe this country is safer, stronger, and more secure than it was 20 months ago. And it is more prosperous, fairer, and resilient than it was in 2010. Whilst he has been my political opponent, Sir Keir Starmer will shortly become our Prime Minister. In this job, his successes will be all our successes, and I wish him and his family well. Whatever our disagreements in this campaign, he is a decent, public-spirited man who I respect. He and his family deserve the very best of our understanding as they make the huge transition to their new lives behind this door, and as he grapples with this most demanding of jobs in an increasingly unstable world. I'd like to thank my colleagues, my cabinet, the civil service, especially here in Downing Street, the team at Checkers, my staff, CCHQ, but most of all, I'd like to express my gratitude to my wife Akshata and our beautiful daughters. I can never thank them enough for the sacrifices they have made so that I might serve our country. One of the most remarkable things about Britain is just how unremarkable it is that 2 generations after my grandparents came here with little, I could become Prime Minister, and that I could watch my 2 young daughters light Diwali candles on the steps in Downing Street. We must hold true to that idea of who we are, that vision of kindness, decency, and tolerance that has always been the British way. This is a difficult day, at the end of a number of difficult days. But I leave this job honoured to have been your Prime Minister. This is the best country in the world, and it is thanks entirely to you, the British people, the true source of all our achievements, our strengths, and our greatness.